About 6 months ago, I done a video revealing a project car, which was that Subaru just over there. And if you thought that was cool, well, think again, because here's the next project car. As you can probably tell, this project car is now going over there, but we have now upgraded to the next one. So here is the new car. So here you go, there is the new project car compared to the old one. This one's got the original gold wheels and everything, but this is just pretty much the standard car. A lot of you are probably saying right now, well, it already looks modified, but you already know modifications on this channel, they never ever finish, only keep coming. So it may look done, like it's got carbon wing mirrors, but they do need sorting out because they've got lacquer peel. Carbon fibre Sebring bonnet with the carbon fibre scoop. Some of the scoops are different on these. That one's got a grille. On the bumper, it's got carbon fibre fog light covers. This used to have like these little bits that stuck out. I don't know what the actual name is. Just overall is a much better car. It's cleaner. It's got the halo headlights wanted. Got a grille on this one, whereas the other one didn't. This is a newer grille, even though the badge is a bit crap, but we can replace that. It's even got the alloys I literally bought for that car over there, but I am going to change them to the new ones, which we'll see in a future video, but it is very similar to that, just in a much nicer colour. It's got the same indicators, they don't glide. Now this used to have a wing on it, but the guy took the wing off, and to be honest, I'm pretty glad he did, because this is a photo of what it used to look like, and I didn't really like it. So now I've got a spoiler like that one over there, which is the STI spoiler coming. So we'll be installing that soon. Also got the other spoiler extension with the wings. It's not an extension, but it's just another spoiler really, but I'm not sure the actual name for it. Normally you'd have a plate in the middle, but the guy originally has put this on. Pretty cool. A lot of people are a bit confused by it, but it is pretty different. Number plates on the side now, I don't know if it's legal, but it is a Japanese import. I want to sort this out as well. I know a lot of people do like them, but I've got some plans for future for a load of different stuff, and it needs doing. The carbon needs sanding down and re-lacquering and getting it back up to scratch, because there was a sticker on it and it's like damaged it. I have polished it up, but literally in a couple of days this just goes back white. So if I was to put a bit of water on it, you see how it just goes back to white? It just needs sorting out really. As you can see, this one has stayed up, whereas the rest of the bonnet hasn't. The grills need changing. I'm just going to change them instead of painting them, because it looks like someone's tried painting them before when they were blue or wrapped on it, and it's the nightmare, so I'm going to just change them. These are the alloys anyway. They're the XXR alloys. There's two different colours of the calipers for some reason. One's blue, one's black and green for some reason, don't know why. It's black and green with a bit of red, so it's all mix and match. So they definitely need painting. And then this one's just blue again. I've seen in all the documents of the car when I bought it that they are two new front calipers though, so they probably were originally black and green. We can soon sort that. If we go to the back of the car now, there was a sticker on this, and they've got something coming up in future which I wanted to make sure it wasn't damaged for, and obviously the sticker was hiding it. Nothing major though. It's got a pretty cool plate, it's got carbon. That will be changed though, because I will be putting a new private plate on. It's also got a nice, I think it's new, Miltech exhaust system, and honestly this sounds so much nicer than the one over there, which you can see under there. I think it's a full Miltech exhaust system, which is even better. I don't know if you can see very much of it, but even got a diffuser underneath this one. I am going to get this changed more than likely because it's gloss and I want everything on this one to be carbon. One thing I do want to mention there, I don't know if a Subaru owner can tell me this in the comments, but on both my Subarus, none of them, they've got the plate lights coming through, but they don't have like a plastic covered. Is it meant to be like that, or is it not? Because I don't actually personally know. This needs changing before I put a spoiler on. It needs fiberglassing or filling with something. I'm not sure what, but I'm going to get a body repair shop to do it. Literally, I've had this car a month, and then the kid falls down it, which I'm not happy about, so I'm going to have to block sand that and probably get it repainted or wrapped or something. But either way, if I was to get that wrapped, it's quite a deep scratch and it goes all the way across the door. But stuff happens, so not a lot I can do about that. It's actually got bonnet blocks on it because the amount of performance on it. I've put a picture here of the performance that it runs, so you lot can have a look at that. Can't wait to show you all underneath the bonnet. It's one of my favourite parts of the cars. Here is the inside. It's got code steering wheel. I completely stripped this car out and cleaned it. I've got some new floor mats for it. Also changed the colour of the interior because this was blue. They said bride on them. A lot of people do like the bride. Personally, I'm not a fan, but the reason I did change them is because in the front it looks like a carbon effect, whereas in the back it was carbon and then the front was bride, and it just looked odd, so I just put it back to the original carbon ones, or whatever they are. I don't know what pattern it is, I just call it carbon. It's been hydro dipped in the centre console, which is really clean because wrap normally just peels back. But as you can see with this, it ain't peeling at all because it's hydro dipped. Just the same as the old one, just on the old one this was a blank because it's got anti-roll lag, and then the other one is like pops and bangs. I think that one's a pop and bang switch. You just switch it on, then you rev the car and it starts popping and banging, which is also pretty cool. It also has a competition clutch as well, which is this one here. I think the brake and the accelerator are just standard, but the clutch is competition, and then obviously that's just where your foot rests. Same seats the black one had as well, and then the interior at the back. And if you pull these down again, it leads into the boot. Also on coilovers as well. I think it's teeny or Taney, I'm not sure how you say it. Don't get mad at me for that one. Just at the back there, you can see the green teenies. These have actually been adjusted really nicely on this car, so I'm not going to mess around with that because they are really good set where they are. But personally, I do love this car a lot more than the other one. I do prefer the colour on the other one, but I do like how it's got the silver with all the carbon parts on it, and I am going to keep adding more carbon. This sun strip is coming off. I'm going to take all that off and put it onto a carbon sun strip. I don't know if anyone cares about the petrol flap, but if you do care, there you go. It's just standard, like the black one was. And the boot is a bit messy in the boot, but it is so much lighter than the black one because obviously this one hasn't got a spoiler, so it literally flings up. Got the original Subaru mat, a carpet Subaru mat underneath, then the wood, and then underneath that is the spare tyre. Just this spare tyre actually comes out, whereas that one never did because it had been in there that long and never been taken out. Now for the bit you're probably all waiting for, which is underneath the bonnet, and this is my favourite bit out of it all. So if we do the awkward Subaru bit here, and before I do show you underneath, there is proof that it is an actual carbon bonnet, and here's the engine. So here you go. This has actually all been tuned by engine tuner. It's got no STI or no WRX intercooler up there. It is now down here at the front. This is an upgraded coolant system as well, and it still has another upgrade on the coolant bit there. Look at the size difference. I'm going to put a picture on screen of my original dump valve on the black Subaru. Look at the size difference. Got Mishimoto genuine parts on it as well. It's been all wrapped in gold tape, as you can tell. If anyone's wondering what this is, it's just one of them speakers that goes in the back that everyone loves and everyone's got to have. So that's just been unconnected. Turbo down there, if you can see that. This is literally my favourite bit of the whole car because it looks so much different to the other ones that I've seen. And it'd be interesting to see what all of your guys' Subarus look like under the bonnet, so put some pictures in the comments if you can, or send it me on Instagram, because this is my favourite one I've seen so far. Moving on, we come into the car again. can now start it up for you. I also forgot to mention as well, this is actually a likewise gear knob, which is cool. This is what it sounds like inside. And as you can see, it is a lot louder. This is another cool thing as well. If I just start it back up quick. They're tinted, so when you turn it on, they actually come on, and it has a needle swipes, which is so cool in my opinion. And that is what clock system is looking like. Obviously on the original Subaru, on the black one, it used to have none of this, and it was just a little picture of a time there. Now I've got the same screen as that one had in there, and you can just see the time there, so I'm not bothered about seeing two different times. On the roof, it's just grey or cream. I had to scrub that down and there's a little bit of damage there, but I am going to be putting a Starlight roof in this at one point like I did on the Corsa. The best thing I've ever done. A lot of you probably think I'm mad for doing it, but I just prefer it in my opinion. Both of these sun visors, like most Subarus, both mirrors, no one really cares about that though. You've got anti-roll lag, which you switch that on with, you can now see it. And then you've got a pop and bang switch. I'm not sure what it's actually called, the pop and bang switch. I just call it that because I don't have an idea of what it's called, but the original owner did get that installed. Finally found some mats. I did mention it earlier on, but it took me so long to find some mats for this Subaru. It was insane. If I rev it now, this is only a cold start, but I'll open the door. In fact, I'll show you what it sounds like from behind first. So this is the Miltech exhaust system. Nice smoky cold start. And that's it underneath. Pretty straight. I think it's got one silencer or two on it, I'm not sure. But you can see it carries on under there. So I'm now going to drive a little bit down the road just to warm it up so I can show you the pop and bangs, because it doesn't work when you haven't driven it. I'm just going to go around the block. And that way you can hear what it actually sounds like when I'm driving as well. Right, so I've now just been around the block. Hopefully the dump valve sounded alright. Not sure if it did, probably not, because I'm driving and the window's open. So now let's get a sound test of what it sounds like normally and with the pop and bangs. This is just from the car perspective, I do both reviews. So this is inside the car. And this is with pops and bangs. So it should sound a little bit like that, and you can hear a little flutter at the end. And this is it normally. And here it is next to the old one. Obviously the original glittery scoop will be missed, but I do like this new carbon one. Let me know what you think below. Obviously at the moment this one looks so much nicer compared to the silver one, but that is literally because of the spoiler. Which exhaust system did you prefer? If you want to hear the old one, go to the old video. I'll put a link in the description. At the moment, I think the front of that one looks a lot nicer compared to the back. That back looks a lot nicer than what it does at the front. This one is sat a lot nicer as well because it's on coilovers. And do you prefer the new alloys or the old standard Subaru WRX alloys? These kind of look like the STI ones for that, but they're not gold obviously. But that pretty much brings us to the end of this video. There's not much more to say unless you've watched the other video of this car. I'll now see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.